Hey, Stephen. Okay, I forgot to do everything. I thought I was ahead of the game, but I forgot to get the mic in over here. Let's see. Bring this over. Okay. Hey, Julie. How you doing? Um, Susan. Hi. Daryl. Bob. Beb. Beb four. Nice. Shalom. Tom. Brian. Two together. We are one. Hey there, Jenna, Melissa, Tanya, honey, Rhonda, Simrit, Sin. So nice to see you. Where are you from? Jessica, Dana, Sharian, Tony, oi oi, Donald, Gary, Gary. Hey guys, George, Monica, Carol, Julie Harris, doing all right. Looking for a doctor who will listen to me. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You got to find the right doc, man. These people, they're just not trained to do anything. Tony, Chrissy, two together. Pam, hey, Pam from Pam Harville. I don't know where you're from, Chrissy. Yeah, San Antonio. Oh, you're from San Antonio. Nice. I bet that's a nice town. San Antone. Sandra, Australia. Wow. Hey, Raven. Oh my gosh, I forgot to call my Raven back from my Raven in Alaska. Raven, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Jessica, Pam, yeah, from Harvard. Okay, so we're good. Freedom, warrior for freedom. All right, guys. All right, so I'm going to start. I, I'm just going to start with two stories that kind of point to the idea that the world is not as random as one might think, and it's certainly not scary. So these are the two my two little these are called hashgacha pratis stories. In other words, hashgacha pratis means divine providence. What is divine providence? You guys know. It means stuff happens, man, and it doesn't make sense. It's like it's off the charts, right? Okay, so the first one happened to my son recently. He told me about this on Sunday. I don't know, maybe I repeated this. Hey Gila. Gila. Um, so my son told me this story. He said he was in the subway. We take the subway, and there was a girl, a woman, a young woman who was davening, who was praying. A Jewish woman was praying on the subway car, and the subways and the trains like jolted to a stop. And suddenly he finds this woman is like sprawled across his lap. This woman fell into his lap. Um, right? So that's you would think that would be, okay, that's a cool story, right? So anyway, so he goes to the his Pesach, his Passover program. He was working on Passover, some very big. He said it was a really big, um, some kind of big Passover getaway place, and he was a counselor. He was taking care of, I think he said, 6-year-olds, and he says, Tati, he says, you know women and children, they all want so much attention. He says, I don't want attention. But anyway, so he goes to this program, and this woman comes up and she says, you don't remember me? He says, he didn't remember her. She says, I'm the woman that fell into your lap in the subway. So that's called hashgacha pratis. In other words, divine providence. And obviously, so I think they're going to meet each other again, or they obviously know each other now. But that's one story. I'm going to tell you another quick story. If those of you who've been on the channel a long time, I might have told this story before, but this is another one that's like just off the rails. And that was that many years ago, I was getting ready to go to for Passover, and we were going to Norfolk. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. We're going to Virginia. We're gonna go in a few days to Virginia. So I'm getting all my stuff ready in Crown Heights. I'm going. In those days, I was running to the stores trying to get the last minute things that we needed to go to a visit. We're going to visit our friends, and I'm really like in a rush, and I'm not thinking straight, and I pulled out and I bumped into a car. I was like, oh no, man, this is it, So this young man, a Jewish guy, gets out of the car, and he like looks at the car, and there's maybe a tiny little dent, right? And he just goes, I said, what do you want me to do? You want my insurance? He says, no, just says, don't, he says, don't worry about it. And I'm like thinking, wow, man, what a cool dude. It's like, I really, I really appreciate it. So I said, thank you very much. And I took a look at his face. I said, I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry. And then the next day we drove like 600 miles to Virginia, right? And before on Passover, we have to burn the chametz. We burn like whatever bread, whatever puffed up bread is left in the house, we burn it. So I'm pulling to the driveway of the synagogue of the shul down in Norfolk, Virginia, and who do I see? I see the same guy that I bumped into. I said, "Didn't I just bump into you in Crown Heights?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "Yeah." And I was really happy to see him. I just felt like, wow, this is divine providence. So okay, that would be enough, right? That would be a pretty good story, but then it goes further. So, um, like 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later, we came back to the same place in Norfolk for Passover, and I'm telling this older gentleman, I'm telling him the story of this, how I bumped into somebody, and he was so nice about it. It was a little dent, it wasn't a big deal, and he just said, "Don't worry about it." And then I ran into him, and then I that was in New York, and then I ran into him in Crown Heights, and I said, it's just like that. Just shows you, how God is in control. And the guy looks at him, he goes, "That's my car." He says, that's my son-in-law who was driving my car and he dented it. So it probably, so, inadvertently, I ratted out my friend, but that just shows you how, like, you know, you think things are just like happening in a random, weird way, but there's a method to God's madness. But I thought that was pretty funny, man. He's like, "That's my car." He's a very sweet, gentle guy I was talking to suddenly got really upset. Anyway, okay. So, what are you guys seeing? Anything exciting? What was the Beatles get into? Raphael, guys, please don't burn the bread. I love a good crunchy, crispy bagel. Yeah, we burn the bread before Passover, but it's just like, you know, whatever. Everyone, good Monday, the calm before the storm. Yet it didn't seem that anything happened. I did see something about somebody was going to announce something about an arrest at 1 p.m. Did anybody follow up on that story? Yeah, good calm before the storm. Yeah, so Tuesday. I mean, there was a guy. I think it was Poloni, Bo Pony, Bo Poloni, Bo. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he he was saying that the BRICS nations are going to dump the fiat dollar on the same day, and it could be Tuesday. Onyx by Mr. Diamond. Onyx. Yepers. Take my dogs out. Okay, so we have a break in the action. Okay, so let me just, while I promised Jay I would do this, and I'm going to just I'm going to I'm just going to do this briefly so that we'll get this done. I just wanted to say that you will get a free tube of this, and this is the stuff I put in my hair and I put all over my body, and it really is amazing stuff. But you can get a free bottle if you call Jay, even if you're an existing customer or a new customer. If you call Jay for the next like 2 weeks, you get a free bottle of this. It's like worth $40, but it's worth a lot more because, I mean, I had a part of my body that was itching. I don't want to say which part. And I was putting powder on it, and the powder did nothing. I put this on it. Man, this stuff, it fixes everything. It fixes like wrinkles, it fixes hair. If you're hurting, you could stick it on. Hey, Miss Erica. Um, anyway, so I just wanted to mention that if you call Jay, and that's his number below. I mean, you can hook up with my buddy at ASEA. So I'm just my mom is drinking. She says because now I have my mom putting on the 3 patches because she got the ouchie right. And I said, I asked my mom. I asked mom. I invited her to come in May to come visit me. So we're really like we're having like a little kind of like a romance where we're like, oh boy, we're going to get to see each other, and she all this. But so she said, the patches are no problem, but she sometimes forgets to drink. She forgets to drink this, and because I told her she has to drink more water while she's doing these things, and she barely drinks water. I mean, all these things, you must drink waters. I mean, my mother's 92, man. I don't think she's had a glass of water in 90 years, but now she's drinking water. Okay, what was that? All right. So anyway, so write down the number. Call Jay. Um, Chinese. Let me get this. Chinese police station, New York City, plus 47 arrested. Uh huh. What were they arrested for? Probably something with kids. Chinese police station in New York City, 2 plus. Okay. Colloidal silver. You're good about it, Bella. Yeah. I have a system. I like because I like to drink 8 ounces a day. So I line up 4 cups on my counter and I put them aside after I drink one. But yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. Good for you, Bella. Thanks, and everyone. Thank you for supporting this project. This and the patches. I mean, but make sure you drink lots of water with this stuff. Okay. And we're going to be visiting with Dr. Stacy tomorrow. So we're going to do 2 meetings. So those who are interested in the business, we're doing a 6:30 Zoom call, and yeah, it's definitely growing. I mean, yeah, it's definitely growing, and that's from that's from the gel. They arrested a Chinese man spying using an alien Chinese station. Interesting. 2 Chinese men acting as foreign agents, secret Chinese police station. Bo Poloni, and he did say the BRICS are going to dump the dollar in one day, but I'm pretty sure he said by summer. Uh huh. Okay, I thought he said Tuesday, but he said yeah, he said the date isn't clear, and I'm sure they have it all figured out. So that's pretty cool. All right, so should we? What do you think? We have been infiltrated. MSNBC, yeah. That's what they said. Interesting. Yeah, my life has done a total flip. I'm trying to understand it all and why. I believe God's in control of the situation. Yeah, I mean, if your life isn't changing right now, I mean, I'd be surprised. Everything is changing. Everything is up for grabs. Whatever you thought for sure about, you know, I mean, think again. Everything is changing. They were located in Chinatown. He's great. Yeah, he seemed very nice. What platform? I don't know. I saw it. I think I saw it on Telegram. No more Intel. No, I'm going to do Intel. Don't worry. But just keep going, man. Just keep going. And he's on YouTube. Uh huh. I'm making really big changes. Yeah, that's what that's what I keep saying. You stay young, change, all the time. The more you change, the younger you're going to stay. I think I don't think this is a time. I mean, everything. Somebody was. I read somewhere that somebody was looking for a job at a bank, and they said, "Don't even bother. Everything is going to change anyway." So a lot's going to be coming. The gold forecast, yeah. I also saw an interesting thing from Phil Godlewski. He said, 3 words to remember: Comex, Comex, Comex. I mean, he's saying is that gold and silver and other metals are going to go through the roof once they get rid of Comex. They've been holding the prices down with the paper contracts, which is just nonsense. I saw something about diamond. Elon Musk is on Tucker right now. Elon is talking about artificial intelligence. Yeah, that's a big deal. That is Gug and Magug, Google. CEO Bud, yeah, was a clown, right? Biblical Maps, love his. Yeah, a lot of Bo fans here. I'm trying to change my diet. Spend a lot of time in the yard, getting our garden ready. Yeah, that's good. Change your diet. I mean, I ordered some more Purium. You can if you're ordering the Purium products, you can if you can change your order if you have like a standard order. You can change it before the 21st of the month. So I ordered some. So I ordered some liquid ginseng, man, some white ginseng because I'm just getting too lazy to deal with roots anymore. He was trying to talk to me. Chinese guy that he was most deadly martial arts said Ching Paw and pretended to rack the side of a pistol. Huh. I met a nice. I was sitting across from a very nice Chinese man on the A train when I was coming home, and I started. He looked at me, and we looked at each other like I recognized him from some lifetime. I mean, he was definitely an old friend and an old soul, and we just like looked at each other, and I was giving emotions like and he didn't respond to any of that. But when I left the train, I gave him one of these, and he was totally he understood. But it was definitely I definitely recognized this guy. I can still see his face. I mean, he's an old friend from who knows where. Bring it on, the UPS and the RV. Yeah, I found I've been away. What happened? Exhausting. Yeah. It's hard, man. I mean, I went through that myself. I went through a period like that. It was very hard. I mean, the only thing I can tell you, Elizabeth, is that, once you get through it, please God, it should be fast. You will feel amazing. And I wish I had an easy solution, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to something about gratitude. But it's very easy to say when you're in that state of mind. It's not it's very hard to take. um yeah, remember you're special and loved. That's really good, Bella. I think that's a lot better than what I'm saying. Tanya's brilliant. Yeah. Prayers for Elizabeth. Please God, you should have a full shalem, a complete recovery. And yeah, I just I really sympathize because I know I've been there, and it's not pleasant. It's not fun. I mean, depression is people who've never been depressed do not understand the severity of the pain. It's very painful. Anyway, yeah, it's very hard to deal with. But Elon Musk is supposed to be taking a group of us to Mars. We are engineered to be multiplanetary. All right, so yeah, Elizabeth, God bless you, and please God, you should have a for shalom, a complete recovery. And you guys ready? Should we go to some? We are in a shift like birthing. Yeah, absolutely. Use frequencies. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot with like I listen to these tapes on YouTube, 528 frequency and stuff. Um, Hypnotism, anything. Taxes are done tomorrow, right? Oh, they're done. Yeah. What's it? It's April 18th. None is alone. Exercise helps, and rest and good food. Love and light. Hey, Hadass Ariel. Okay, Hadass Ariel, you came at the right time. Hugs, yeah, hugs to Elizabeth, and please keep coming, and we'll just stay with us, and we love you and we appreciate you, and please God, you should just it should hypnosis. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I changed my life with hypnosis. I really wanted to be successful, and I did not know. I didn't have the mindset to be successful, so I hypnotized myself. And I'm not rolling in dough or anything. I'm not, I'm obviously not Joe Rogan or anything, but yet, but my life is amazing now, and I attribute a lot of it to hypnosis tapes on from YouTube, success tapes, and just listening to them every time I went to sleep at night. I would listen to tapes. I once did an astral projection tape, and then I met up with my second wife. That was a bit of a that was a little bit of a mistake, because she's very much of a dreamer. She likes to visit old lovers in the dream time, and she caught me in the astral plane, and she's very good in that dimension. So anyway, certified hypnotist. Yeah, I think it's really important. I Past lives. Yeah, don't feed the Dracos. Said no to taxes. I'm with you on that one, Deborah. Yeah, don't feed the Dracos, man. Don't feed the Dracos. um, like a crazy diamond. Oh, okay. Before I go to the Intel Hadass area, I'm getting that. I'm going that direction. Oh, Carrie, we're all about to be mesmerized. What do you mean, Carrie? Carrie always has really cool stuff to say, but as you all do. But oh yeah, I saw a thing on, I think it was Kay Habning's station or Megan's, one of those telegram stations, about fusion, about how somebody was shooting sound waves at bubbles, and they were making these like incredible fusion, like they were making stars in jars, literally like these little points of light that emitted so much light that it would like just heat up. We could use that to power. That's why I titled this Fusion Beats Fossil Fuel. They're coming into an awareness of how to do fusion, which is what the sun does, which generates tremendous heat. And obviously the planet is about to be changed energy wise, as well as every other way. But this Star in a Jar film, I think I put it on my Intel channel, was really amazing. Guru, it works. What are you talking about, Kathy? Not sure what Not sure what you're referring to. Things are about to get very real. Yeah. I don't feel like many understand the massiveness. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what 17 keeps saying, that he says, do ANONS understand, the depth of the change we're about to experience. And I can say for myself, I really don't. I mean, I understand it from an intellectual point of view, but I can't really receive it. I can't macabre it. I'm not a vessel to understand the real depth of the change of living with free energy, and a quantum world where everything is really light and love and comfort. I always use the word comfort. To me, comfort means that you just feel comfortable in your own skin. You feel comfortable no matter where you go and who you meet. You just always feel, balanced. You always feel like you're centered. They will understand when it hits them in the face. Yeah. It's going to be huge. Everyone agrees on this. I lost my doctor last September. Yeah, that's what my mom says, Nan. My mom says old age is not for sissies. That's what she says. um, I laugh, but I trust my mom. Everything will change. Everything will change. Will be gone, including Wall Street. Yeah, that's for sure. Do not feed the Dracos. I like that. You feel triggered. Yeah, don't feed the Draco. That's a great one. The normies are still under the spell. Well, they're going to be, hitting with these direct energy weapons. Some of these monuments that are broadcasting fear, like the Washington Monument. All right, so let's go to let's run to the intel. Let's see what we got here. Okay, don't feed the Dracos. Twinkle of an eye. Yes, everything can change in the twinkle of an eye. That's for sure. Let me start with Tyranny. Total solar eclipse 420. That is Thursday, I believe, right? Thursday? Am I right? And remember, we're counting spheros. Last night was the 11th of 11th of counting the Omer. Remember that we're purifying our characteristics now to be ready to receive the Torah, to be ready to receive godliness. The beach thing can help with so many things, including depression. Yeah, I took a long walk. I got a lot of sea glass today on the beach. Beach is good. All right, so let me look. Okay, so we got this. We got 420 total solar eclipse. That's interesting. Breaking: Texas election administrator and former Smartmatic executive resigns. Interesting. Soon we will start sharing information on everything hidden. For the past 1 year and a half, I intentionally stayed away from sharing lots of info connected to disclosure projects and infinite energy because civilization was only worried about geopolitical news. But time is changing and we'll start delivering pieces of very important information beyond election news and geopolitical networks and give clarity to what the real great awakening moment is about and how it connects to infinite energy, how many masters on earth tapped into the energy with their mind, how the military tapped into the energy source, and how time travel is connected to Tesla, Cheyenne Mountain, Antarctica. So there's going to be a lot of really cool disclosure. Alabama mass shooting. Okay, I don't want to go into that. It has been discovered that oaths of office of the JB government were not signed and notarized. Okay, use it against them. Okay, in 1990, the Royal Gala premiere for The Hunt for Red October was held in Leicester Square, London. Sean Connery was recovering from surgery but still attended the event to greet Princess Diana and Prince Charles. He also gave Diana presents for Princes William and Harry. Sean O'Connor, totally cool dude, man. I love his films. There was one. Did you guys see that film about how he and some other guy were traveling to this like place in the Himalayas, and they treated the Man Who Would Be King, I think it was called. That I thought was a really cool movie. When I was still watching movies, the real reasons they killed Gaddafi is wrapped in one statement: he knew too much and was dangerous to the bad guys. All right, we knew that. Okay, now I always do when I'm doing intel. The laptop emails show they met with Chinese folks. Yeah, okay. I can't really read this. Is it NS is in big trouble if they do not expose the truth on, oh, I see. It's not It's a little bit too. Let me see if I can. Fox News is in big trouble if they don't expose the truth on the 2020 selection process. They should do what's right for America. They should say he didn't know, but okay, so they have to come clean. Some interesting intel tonight. What's this? Oh, I'm sorry. Intel does this to me. In 2012, 2013, the BO administration, the three-letter agency starts with a C, and the five-sided building already issued procedures for the coming thing with this. Okay. Now, my brother was the Assistant Secretary of Defense in those days, so I hope he was on the good side. My little bro. He's not so little. He's bigger than me. He's much bigger. But in many ways, but maybe at the end of the day, I was on the right team. Okay, so so it's now leaked files, memos, and emails circulating among Congress and military divisions. The evidence that they were planning this for a long time. They've been planning this for like 100 years. The planning of the deep state to take over social media and make them all comply was started in 2012. Although through game theory of military operations connected to follow the White Rabbit operations, the White Hats let the DS continue with their operations to fund the medical thing, create this horrible thing, and they let them do it. In early 2017, after the U.S. military seized the gold from the country V near Rome and destroyed 13 families of. Now that's interesting. They're calling them Italian Khazarians, Jesuits, Knights of Malta, leaders, etc., etc. The U.S. military, through Mr. T, signed the Continuity of Government Devolution Plan, and the military took over the government operations commanding the top actors, good and bad, to continue their agenda and plans. This means the military used game theory operations and let the DS continue their evil agenda, as the military monitored all the operations to see who was involved in the creation of the medical situation and the laundering connected to weapons, trade, trafficking. Everything has to happen that the DS planned dating back to the 1990s, and the final initiation of this medical thing, starting in 2012. So all deep state operations had to happen in order for the White Hats to monitor all the money, corruption, and crimes against people. Okay? All right, 2023. Sasha Latipova comes forward with files and documents direct from the five-sided building about all this stuff. The Ouchie were created years before the 2019 outbreaks. They all were involved in the creation of this, all the bad guys. The vaccines in the clinical, I said the word, the funding, the censorship of exposing. Okay, so this was all planned. So, and the good guys know everything. The real story is Mr. T in 2017, signed military orders that gave power to the White Hat military, who have been tracking them since 2012. It's becoming evident that the five-sided building that Mr. T gave full powers to the Cheyenne Mountain Military Command, United States Space Force, inside devolution. So everything was planned, and they got them all. Now here's another one. Mr. T directly publicly goes after the intelligence organizations and puts them in the box that's not good for you. Yorkie's sending something. I don't know if it's science is fun, pineal experiment. Okay, so Yorkie is sharing something about the pineal gland. When have you ever seen this happen throughout the world to anyone else in recent history and lived to tell about it? In other words, Mr. T went after these guys and is still alive. So the five-sided building control half the world through military coups, color things, and created and hurt lots and destroyed lots of lives. The 33, yeah, all these bad guys, yeah. But now Mr. T is publicly going after them. He's calling out the Russian war that was created by the JB regime. No president in history has gone after these people and lived to tell about it. The only way to bring the deep state military intelligence is through the White Hat military operations. You always have to remember that T was placed by the military world alliance. This is why T is protected and why T is going after the most dangerous people on the planet. As the world's most powerful banks in the EU is now going bankrupt and went into private banking and being delisted from the French stock market and EU markets. The obvious collapse of the Roth kids is taking place, and the three-letter agency that starts with C is desperate for money, and they're trying to send as much money to launder money in this country, paying off the world healthcare systems in each country, doctors, hospitals, health establishments in each country, including financing scientific community, including all of the Blackstone, we'll call it Blackstone, and the other investment things. One starts with a V, one is SS, state thing, state road. World insurance agencies, over 800,000 companies throughout the world. As the collapse is happening, investors are jumping ship worldwide by the millions. Okay, that's interesting. There's some interesting intel tonight. And here's our favorite thing, the power of Jamie Dimon. Okay, I'm not going to read that again. It sounds like the Asian theater is next. Okay, here's an interesting post. Needed to reshare this because that worked out so well under Johnson heading into Vietnam, ended up causing us to be there engaged for years. This is no different. It's what they so desperately want, using the same old worn out playbook to drive the U.S. into a war we cannot win. They know what's really happening in the country U. They know that Mr. T G and Vlad are working together, and that in order to usher in Jassara and the DS, um, they've been able to delay since 1999. That it has to be destroyed. The dude's got to go. Vlad has been successfully destroying it upon arrival. They also know the American people are clueless. We are clueless. Okay. All that said, there is no way that American people are up for any more wars, especially with China or Russia. This too shall fall. Okay. Major discovery: a Georgie boy funded voter selection process rolls. There were 48,000 non-legal selection things. Pretty interesting, right? What's this? There was a common thread. I don't know if I'm going to read this whole thing because this is a little dangerous to read here, but the curse of the family that starts with a K, um, there was a common thread that connected all these people that died prematurely. I'm not going to go into this, but I'm going to share this on the Intel channel, okay, on Kabbalah Guru, about this family because it's too hot to handle. Pretty cool that we have these extra pathways to share information. JAG sentences. Lori Lightfoot acted like upon entering. So Lori took a trip to a place in Cuba, right? She's probably got to go up the river, I'm not going there. I'll share this on the Intel channels. It's about Billy Gates. It's a meme. Okay, this is from Wall Street Silver. The housing bubble seems to have popped in Germany. As the data continues to pour in from other parts of Europe, it seems that the housing markets all over the continent is cracking. Germany house prices are down more than 10% from the peak. So that's probably something that will happen worldwide. Iran is saber rattling with Israel. Conflict in the Middle East. Let the unsealing begin. Let the declass begin. Let the world witness the truth. We, the people, justice under the law. These are from 17 Posts. Let the unsealing begin. Let the declass begin. Let the world witness the truth. We, the people, justice under the law. Distress call to others will do you family no good at this stage. We know where you are. The family are at all times, and we can hear you breathing. Okay, so they know where the dudes are. The U.S. military, the U.S. Navy has sailed a warship through the Taiwan Strait. More than 280 demonstrations will take place in front of town halls throughout France during Macron's speech this evening. Okay. The U.S. can't win a war against the country that starts with a C. The fake Mockingbird news outlets are lying about that we could beat China. I'm going to share this on the Intel channel. It's a little too hot to handle. And I don't really want to go through the whole thing. Here we have an example of evil defeating itself, and really the plague of the firstborn, where there was a civil war amongst the dudes. The BO administration official who claims that when JB was a vice president, he was involved in kickback. Okay, so I'm not gonna go. I'll put that on the Intel channel as well. Although at this point, are you guys still like? How are we doing? We have 568. Okay, that's pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. This could be a boom week. I don't know. This is too. This is another one that I'm just gonna. I can't. This is about Bo's real father, the president of Bo. I'm not even. I'm not going anywhere near this one. But it's like he has four identities. He's the character OBO, the character Barry Sotero is near. His real name is Barry Shabazz, a Fourth Reich stealth Nazi. He was born a love child in 1959 in New York. Okay, you can read that on the Intel channel on Telegram. Here's another one. I'm not about the arrest of a person from an Egyptian man. The creator of Tim Osman, also known as Bin, Bin Lad. There's a thing about ISIS. You know what? I'll put this on the Intel channel. This is kind of interesting. About ISIS in 1855. Yeah, I'm going to share this one too. Operation Paperclip. You guys all know about that. There's a lot of intel that I just can't really. I don't feel comfortable sharing, but I'm loading up my intel channel with new stuff. It's a lot of information coming out. I mean, it's not really new things, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just walked out of the Treasury after reviewing financial reports on the JB's wealth and all their connections and all their corruption. Remember, we can't have corruption. When Nasara Jassara starts, all corruption has to be gone. All wars, all corruption. The place has to be clean for them to announce, I believe, Nasara Jassara. Midnight in the laptop. Okay. Okay, they're saying 420. They're saying Thursday could be. There's a launch going on. Disney being protected by CNN. That's why the skipper, the skipper, Ghislaine, hosting a Disney in 1985. Why are the Disney parks located near the ocean? Little St. James Island. I don't know, man. I don't know. Little St. James. I don't know. Okay. Music is literally medicine that not only creates the soul but heals it. Until our species sits down and addresses this, really isn't much I want to hear coming out of these fake the dudes' mouths. The term New Age was contorted, kind of like they twisted the tinfoil hat analogy being associated with being a nut job that wears it to stop aliens from reading your thoughts, when in reality, its use originated with using a tinfoil hat as a Faraday cage to shield the brain pineal gland from harmful electromagnetic radiation. The man-made harnessed mistake known as electricity running through our walls isn't healthy for our brain cells or the water in our body either. The smaller the apartment, the worse it is. It wasn't as bad when lead paint also prevented EM radiation from harming us. Of course, lead paint narratives were also twisted and contorted to hide the biological metaphysics. Honestly, who was eating paint chips before it became an orchestrated, massively pushed joke? They changed GMO labeling to biofortified, just so you know when reading food labels. Biofortified, huh? Matt Gaetz' resolution would force JB to reveal how many U.S. troops are in the country U. All right. Something about 9/11 that I'm going to put on the Intel channel too. All right, I think let me just see. There were some new posts. Ghosts on TikTok. Phil 2. Something was shared by General Flynn. Clinton's vacation will include 5 days near Finger Lakes. New York is right on the edge of Finger Lakes, notorious for missing people. What else do we know? Who else likes the Finger Lakes? Hunter. Our team is on a massive reveal on how this all ties to Ohio. It'll be a bit because the sickening rabbit hole is deep and gets deeper every day we dig. Stand by. Another project 203. Elon Musk on AI and the end of civilization. So we're definitely dealing with AI. That's what Goggle is. Gog and Magog. Google. Something about the little ones I'm going to share on the Intel channel. I'm not going to say it. They're talking about a camp where 21 kids went missing. We know what that's about. You know what? I'll put that on the Intel channel too. All right. Winter solstice, big time for the dudes. Okay, so we've succeeded in going through this whole stack of information. This is a lot of intel. Let me just check out one more and just see if Whiplash has anything. Mostly investment information. All right. I meant to go through this. I keep putting it off, but they're talking about dates 11.5, 11.4, 11.3. 11/21, Ramadan ends. 11/21, 11/19, 11/20, the 152nd anniversary of the Act of England. They've been saying 4/20, total solar eclipse. That could be a very interesting day. I feel like quitting my job as the management making me sick. So that's I totally identify, man. That I had that working in the Department of Education. They were brutal. All right, I'm going to put this. I'm going to put my. Okay, so we did some intel, right? Canandaigua Lake. Getting that green thumb. Buckle up, buttercups. Get what you need. Stay safe. Praying. Okay. All right. Time to get rid of the banner. Which banner? Do I have a banner on here that I should get rid of? Oh, it was a lot of intel, yeah. It's interesting. Taurus new moon enters sun sign on the 20th. I don't know why, but the intel just really wears me out. I guess a lot of reading. The broccoli is beautiful. I ate broccoli today. I have a gated lake. They all have fingers. Coves. Interesting. All right, I think I'm just going to call it. I'm going to call it a night. I'm just feeling a little tired, and we'll just keep going. I mean, we're getting into a groove. How many folks do we have? 603. Okay, so we did pretty well. We have some folks here. That's very nice. Thanks everyone for coming. Miss Ellie Flag too. Thank you, Joan. I'm extra tired today. Yeah, I mean, I was very just very into myself today. I didn't really have any thoughts. I was just kind of like just kind of quiet. The elders will be in Reno. Yeah, everybody have a great night. And Elizabeth, God bless you, man. Just hang in there. It's going to get better. Gila. Yeah, and oh, Gila. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Um, yeah, I spent like 2.5 hours finding sea glass. I mean, that's what I do for pleasure now. It's just like I just love walking on the water, finding sea glass. It's kind of a meditation, you're just looking for little bits of glass. And it has no like, no one's gonna like give me $50,000 for my sea glass collection. I'm sure it's not worth anything except it's just fun and I love the colors of it. All right. All right, guys. So we will see you in the morning and just have the best night possible. I'm going to try to get some sleep, but it was a very productive and good day. And I really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys did too. And Elizabeth will all be praying for you. Please, God, everything should be fine. Okay. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.